Curious about the things men say when they're not interested? Want to know the signs he'll show you to help you confirm your suspicions he's not feeling the vibe? I've got all that coming up for you right now. Hey everybody, I'm dating and relationship coach Ryan Patrick, and I'm still here in beautiful Valencia, Spain for 5 more days. If this is your first time here, just hit that big red subscribe button below and make sure to turn on all notifications so you never miss one of my helpful Monday videos. And if you find value in today's video, the 12 things men say when they're not interested, just hit that like button below. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and it's a great free way to help support my channel. Thanks so much for doing that. Finally, if you have a question or two for me that you need my personal response on, go ahead and go to my Wizio page at wizio.com/RyanPatrick and just tell me a little bit about what's going on. You can write it out or record a 2-minute audio or 2-minute video of yourself to describe your situation. I will then return to you a 4 to 7 minute video response personalized to you and your situation to help you get through whatever you happen to be going through right now. Wizio has been working out really well for us to stay in touch, and I appreciate all of you for writing just wonderful reviews for me there. Now, on to today's content. So here's the thing, as most of you have probably figured out, men aren't the most direct creatures when it comes to communication. So when a man isn't interested, but you happen to be in front of him, he's gonna say a variety of phrases to you that they're not gonna land in a direct fashion. It's gonna be a very indirect, sort of subtle thing that he says to you. And when he's with you and he can sense that you're interested in him, but he's just not feeling it. He's just not into it. He's not gonna wanna be rude, typically, and he's gonna wanna find a way to be polite, but at the same time, give you a sense that it's just not happening. So these are what I would call polite peel-offs, and I've got 12 of them. And the first thing he might say to you is,
"You're great."
And this one, at first glance could be like, wow, he thinks I'm great. But there's so many other words he could have used if he was interested in you that would have conveyed interest rather than "you're great." He might as well have said, "You're nice." When guys hear from women that, "Oh, you're really nice," it's like, this is just not the thing that we want to hear. And I think for women, if you hear "you're great" and it's not surrounded by other things that he's saying that suggests that he wants to see you again or he's interested in you, then just take this one as an isolated event of him just not really being into you. Now, the second one is very similar to the first one, and it's,
"You're a special girl."
And this is kind of runs in tandem with "you're great." So he might use these interchangeably, and there won't be anything else around it. There won't be, "Yeah, we should go do this activity together," or "let me take you out for dinner at this place over here." It's just gonna be like, "You're a special girl. Bye," and that's it. Like, this is all you're really gonna get. So I don't want you to hang on a man's words from this point moving forward. I don't want you just to hear words with very little context, with no consistent behavior behind them, and say, "That's it, I can take this to the bank. He thinks I'm a special girl." No, he's just trying to say something nice to you so he can politely remove himself from the situation. And this is just another example of how he does that. The third one is,
"I'll get back to you."
Now he's gonna say this if he senses that you wanna see him again or that you're really looking for him to ask you out on a date. He's gonna say this just to let you know that there might be a possibility in the future that he gets back to you when really there's no possibility at all. This is gonna be a situation where he wants to operate within plausible deniability. I think men are oh so good at operating around plausible deniability because it could be happening, it could not be happening. He just doesn't have the heart to tell you what's really on his mind, which is, I'm just trying to get out of here right now. The fourth one is a very subtle change from the previous one, which is,
"We'll look into that."
that implies it's something that you two will do together in the future. You'll collaborate, you'll get together to see if there's a future time when the two of you can hang out. But really, again, there's no intentionality behind his words. His words mean nothing. His words mean nothing without action. Words are empowered by action. Otherwise, they're just smoke. They're nothing. They're going to disappear with a quick breeze, and that's the end of it. So just understand that when we give a man, or give anybody, doesn't matter, man or woman, if you give someone that you don't know too much credence and accept and buy into their words too quickly, you're gonna end up with the short end of the stick, and you're probably gonna be really frustrated with the outcome, with the result, without there being any sort of initiation or him pursuing you, or him just being consistent on a level that feels good to you. It makes you feel good inside. The fifth one is,
I wish we would have met when...
And then you fill in the bad timing. You know, I wish we would have met when I didn't just get out of a relationship. I wasn't, in the middle of this serious class I'm taking in school. You can really just kind of fill in the blank after that phrase of the bad timing situation. So a guy's gonna talk about work. He's gonna lean heavily into being busy at work. If he mentions his specific hours being over 40 hours a week, working 40, 60, 80 hours a week, and he's using the timing of you two meeting as a way of saying, this isn't gonna happen. So really, it kind of almost feels like your fault because you just happened to meet him at the wrong time. And this one really sucks because you're like, man, maybe I should try this again. Maybe I should knock on this door in the future. And it just gives you this false hope. So this one can be particularly damaging if you really like this guy and he's just kind of stringing you along with these phrases. That's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video, because I want to talk about the subtleties. I want to talk about the words and the true intentionality behind them. The sixth one touches on something that I just talked about, which is work. And he'll say,
I'll probably be working.
Now, usually he'll just jump to this one really quick. He won't look at his phone to check his Google Calendar or anything. He's just gonna quickly assume that he's going to be working with whatever activity or get together that you suggest to him. He's gonna be like,
I'll probably be working.
It's just an easy go-to for a guy to peel off the situation. But again, not be direct with you and not be intentionally rude to you as well. Now, the seventh one is one that I feel a guy goes to when he's really got nothing else to say to you in the moment. And this is where he might be scrambling a little bit. You can see him visually just kind of like, and it's,
thanks for thinking to include me.
wow, how formal of you. Thanks for thinking to include me. It just really has this sort of benign, sort of emotionless tonality to it. When you hear it, it's like, well, you're welcome. It's just gonna feel just kind of like, why did you say that? Thanks for thinking to include me. Well, you're welcome, idiot. I like you. What aren't you getting here? Is kind of what you might be thinking, or something along those lines when you hear it. The eighth one is gonna feel really curt, and it's gonna be like, and it's gonna be a little bit more direct than the other ones. And he'll say,
I'm not dating at the moment.
So when you hear a guy say this, he might as well be saying, I'm not looking for a relationship. This is a little bit more, again, on that direct thread. He's telling you, I'm not dating anyone. I'm not dating you. This is, again, going back to the timing issue. But again, it's not, I wish I would have met you when, before, earlier in my life when I wasn't all screwed up and all of this stuff. So if you hear this one from him, you may acknowledge his directness. Not every guy is openly honest by saying things like this. So you can just say, thank you for your honesty. And you just know to move on to the next guy. Number 9, sticking in that timing thread.
I'm working on myself right now.
you're working on yourself right now. Well, good for you. Wondering how that really pertains to you and me. But yes, this is something that a guy will say to you to put it on himself. You know, he might as well be saying the cheesy line, it's not you, it's me. He'll say, I'm working on myself right now. And there might be context for that. He might be involved in certain activities stemming around personal development. Like, it might actually be true, because there will be times when we all will choose to work on ourselves or have to work on ourselves, because we only change our behavior when we have to, right? So take this one with a grain of salt, but if there's, again, no context, there's no other behaviors or anything else that you can lean into to let you know that this guy is interested in you, I'm working on myself right now is going to be one that tells you it's bye-bye time. Number 10 is commonly used in maybe workplace romances, maybe college social situations, any type of group dynamic that might exist, and it's
don't wait up for me.
That is a little bit more in the direct vein. Just don't wait. I'm not gonna tell you to wait and then not show up, but this is, hey, don't wait up, cause I ain't coming. Now 11 is the chicken out version of don't wait up for me, and it's,
that could be fun.
so now, again, going back to this false hope, anytime anyone's gonna give you false hope of seeing them again, or maybe the timing being better in the future, it's just the lazy person's way of not dealing with the situation appropriately. So that could be fun is the complete opposite of don't wait up for me, because that implies that he's gonna circle back with you again and say, hey, you know, this could still be on. But in his brain, he's already checked out, he's already gone. So when you hear this one, again, just let it ring loudly and clearly for you. And number 12, this is a true, it's you, not me sort of situation. He'll say to you,
my life's a mess right now.
that is one that will be in his hip pocket, ready to pull out for you. Again, if he's just looking elsewhere, he's looking at other ladies in other areas, and he's not looking in your direction. My life's a mess right now. You don't want to date me. I'm a mess. Like, you don't even know what you're getting into, even though a guy is typically thinking, you know, I'm the man. You're not the one for me right now. So ladies, if you're gonna take away one thing from this video, just let it be this. Words mean nothing. Words mean absolutely nothing. You can just watch a man's mouth move and nothing is coming out without there being actions behind them. Those words have no volume, okay? You won't be able to hear them, and you shouldn't be able to hear them unless you see concrete action from that guy that suggests the words coming out of his mouth are truthful and meaningful to you in the moment. So, you know, actions speak louder than words, of course, but let's go a little bit deeper. Words have no volume without the actions being present. If you have a question or two that needs just some immediate attention, maybe you've got a hot date coming up, or maybe things are going sideways with a guy right now, just hit me up on Wizio at wizio.com/Ryan Patrick, and you'll have two options there. I can get back to you within 7 days, which is my standard option, but if the situation's more pressing, I can get back to you as quickly as 2 days with my emergency option. So wizio.com/Ryan Patrick. Again, if you found value in today's video, I'd really appreciate you dropping a like, and go ahead and let me know in comments below right now. What is it that a guy has said to your face to let you know he wasn't feeling the vibe? Maybe it wasn't one of the 12 things that we discussed. Maybe it was something else. Just let us know and let's get a discussion going in the comment thread. And as always, I hope this video finds you well on this beautiful Monday. And until next time, I'll see you next week.